My name is Pascal. Today we are going to do a buy guide on the Rogue R4. So the Rogue R4 rack is one out of the Infinity series from Rogue, which is one of the older product lines of Rogue. And to make it short and simple, I personally wouldn't recommend going down that road. Because if you are looking into Rogue and then into the R4, you're basically trying to get a premium product at a lower price. So if you're that budget conscious that you can't go for Monster Lite or Monster unless you really want to equip an entire commercial gym and need a lot of stations, that's a bit of a different prerogative because then the costs multiply out. But for buying for a home gym, if you really want to save money, then just don't buy Rogue. Then go for Titan Fitness or go for Rep Fitness rather than selling yourself short and looking into the Infinity and Echo series from Rogue. I just think that is kind of for me personally, the wrong way of going about it. So the Rogue R4 is part of the Infinity series, and the Infinity series was brought into life by Rogue when they actually wanted to build rigs. So what do I mean by that? A rig is basically used in a lot of CrossFit gyms where you use the wall and then you basically have a lot of stations along one wall of the gym, and then that is called a rig. So with stations, I mean training stations where you can squat, bench, deadlift, do kind of kipping pull-ups, can do all of your workouts of the day, so WODs. And that is where Rogue thought about how we can make things modular. It was kind of the first approaches of Rogue where they actually used the nuts and bolts and then, made it like a little, let's say, fitness Lego. And when the Infinity series was of its time, it was a great new invention and a great step forward for Rogue because the name already suggests you can add infinite amounts of stations and make it modular without always having to buy one piece of metal that is completely welded together and not modular whatsoever. That's kind of the road that Ghost is actually currently rolling down, which is great for powerlifting, but it's not necessarily great for a CrossFit gym. But that is of the days past. Since then, the idea of the Infinity series has been taken by Rogue and basically been shot into the stratosphere by having more metal, more holes, making everything more stable. This is why I would strongly suggest that you go for Monster Lite or Monster if you stick with the Rogue brand rather than with Infinity. Yes, it does cost a bit more money, but if money is really your leading principle, you're not at the right spot with Rogue anyway. Then go for Titan or for Rep Fitness. Now, another topic to address is 4 posts for the 6-post racks and full racks for the half racks. So if you are buying for your home gym or your garage gym, I definitely would recommend a 4-post rack over a 6-post rack to save money and space. And I see it again and again and again. When people go to multiple iterations, they usually buy a 6-post rack first, but then when they get to do a redo because they're moving house or anything, they usually then go back to a 4-post rack and maybe even to a half rack to then save money and space and accessorize the existing rack even more. You can see it with Coop, you can see it with President Brandon, and if I could do a redo, I'd also do that. So rather than going for an R4, go maybe for an RM3 and save money and space on that side with a half rack. The only thing where I would be a bit conscious about when you're using a half rack or an RM3 is that you probably can't deadlift within the rack when you are, say, storing the plates on the rack. But for a full rack like an RM4 or an R4, I wouldn't have any kind of reservations about having to move in the rack itself. And you can also check out my YouTube playlist on that, training for the jersey, where you can see me moving within the RM4 rack and I have plenty of space in it. I'm 100 kg, I'm 185 centimeters tall, so don't be afraid getting RM4 or R4 because you think you can't move freely when the plates are stored on it, because there's really no problem with that. The last thing to talk about is what kind of accessories to get with your rack if you're going for an R4, an RM3 or an RM4. The Rogue Ohio bar I think is a very, very solid choice. You can also go for the Rogue Ohio Power Bar if you are more into the squat, the deadlift and the bench press rather than the overhead lifts. I personally own the Rogue Ohio Power Bar stainless steel, so I did a little upgrade because I always like to spend a little extra money on quality. Unfortunately, I can't get the colored options over here in Europe, but if you are sitting in the US wanting to get the Ohio bar, and if you're going for something for your home gym where you don't really have as much wear and tear as in a commercial gym, then maybe get an upgrade to the Fraser bar, the Froning bar, or the David Stottier bar. Get a splash of color basically on your Rogue Ohio bar rather than just getting the plain steel. The 100 or 200 bucks it costs extra is definitely worth it. In terms of plates, I always recommend bumper plates because most people who are watching this probably won't move 180 kg for squat and deadlift or bench press on a regular basis, never mind for clean and jerks and for snatches. So with bumper plates you get something that's cheap and cheerful, can be used outside, indoors, can be dropped from overhead, can be easily replaced and also doesn't chip. So what's not to like about them, except that you can't get more than 180 kg on a regular barbell. So once you make it past that rite of passage, then upgrade to calibrated steel plates or to competitive plates that are colorized. Personally, I got the Rogue training plates in black with the stripes on them. Yes, they are more expensive, but then again, I'm a little crazy and I usually get the most expensive stuff anyway, and I don't think that everybody really wants to do that. So bumper plates are already great. So last accessories to put into your basket, even if you're buying an R4, think of storage pins. So they are here in the back. Get the long ones, don't bother with the short ones. Get 4 of them, not 6. That is plenty. And then also for the bench, skip the flat bench, the utility bench. There are different varieties of those, and actually get the adjustable bench from Rogue, because every single gym that I've seen so far, any home gym, will graduate to an adjustable bench anyway. So go with Mark Twain, and if you have to swallow 2 toads, swallow the big one first. So in this instance, swallow the 500, 600, 700 bucks on the adjustable bench up front and save yourself 200 bucks on a utility bench that ultimately will only become a resting place for all your shoes and crap that you can't store properly somewhere else. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe and tell your friends about my channel. And if you have any questions, please pop them in the comments section below. Besides that, I wish you a very nice day and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye!